Good evening, pre-algebra. Welcome to our first official flipped lesson in pre-algebra class. I am so excited about doing this. I am so glad so many of you are excited about it. I think it's going to be a wonderful thing. You're going to be able to watch the videos when you need to. You're going to be able to review. Mom and Dad will be able to watch and learn from them. I think this is just a wonderful thing. All right, let's get down to it. Today in class, you did a little work with solving one-step equations. Today's lesson is all about solving two-step equations. Two-step equations. For example, if I have an equation, pardon me, that looks just like this, let's say, oh no, I'm not in writing mode. 2x minus 5 equals, oh, let's make it equal 17. All right, to solve an equation like this, I am going to follow very similar questions as to the ones I followed in class today. So let me see here. My first question is, what is my goal? And in this case, the goal has not changed. Oh no, everything is lost. Where'd it go? There it is. The goal has not changed. The goal is to get the variable alone. In this case, it's x. To get x alone, or any variable. Remember, you can use any letter for a variable except for O. Don't use O because people can't tell if it's a 0 or if it's the letter O. All right, so you've answered the first question. Let's try to answer the second question. What numbers are keeping the variable x, in this case, from being alone? In this problem, oh no, it happened again, Mr. Lawrence. What are you doing? Okay, in this problem, we have the 2 and the 5. Okay, now some of you might have been thinking of a -5, and that's fine. You can think of that as a -5 there. I'm not going to in this case, and you'll see why in a minute. All right, so I've answered 2 of the questions. So let's see if I can move this down more. Yikes. It always does that. It's like a spring effect. Oh, I know what's going on. Here, let me do this. And now I don't think it will happen again. Thank you for your patience. All right, how are they attached to the variable? Let me get that out of the way. So let's review really quick just in case you couldn't see stuff. What is my goal to get x alone? 2. What numbers are keeping the x from alone? The 2 and the 5. I'm going to slide this equation down so we can still see it. All right, how are they attached to the variable? The 2 is attached by multiplication. The 5 by subtraction. The 2 by multiplication, the 5 by subtraction. That leads me to my next question. Oh no, look at that. Oh, there's a good place for it. Okay. 4, how do I undo those operations? Well, that's an easy question. You see how easy this stuff is? I undo multiplication with division. I undo subtraction with addition. Okay, we're almost ready to start solving this equation. Almost. It'll be just 1 second here. Let me group those together. Did I mention that I love my smartboard? All right. All right. How do I undo those? And now I need to know which of these do I undo first. Well, let's see if I can get in there. There we go. Okay, so which do I undo first? Now, many of you are thinking of PEMDAS, or the order of operations, and you should do the multiplication first. But we are not doing multiplication, we are undoing. And since we are undoing, we have to follow this very important rule. We have to listen to Saddam. Yes, you see, all it is the order of operations in reverse. Why? Because we're undoing things. We're going backwards. So, if you took the order of operations and you went this way with it, you would be solving for a variable, not trying to find out just a number. So we are going to listen to Saddam, and the cool thing is, when your parents ask you, why did you do that step, you can say, Saddam told me so. And they will probably look at you very strangely, but you're a teenager, so that probably happens normally anyway. All right, so I am going to undo subtraction and addition first. Well, I have some subtraction right here, right? Subtraction going on. To undo that subtraction, I'm going to add. What am I going to add? I'm going to add what I'm trying to get rid of. -5, +5 cancel out to make 0. But I have to be careful here. I have to be careful. Whoop, whoop, warning signs. Whoa, little snaky line there. If I add 5 to the left-hand side of the equation, I must add 5 to the right-hand side of the equation. This will change my equation. Those cancel. Notice I didn't scribble them out. I just drew a line through. This will cancel. 2x is going to equal, let me see here, 22, right? I had a mental blank. I don't know why. In my head I was coming up with 19. 2x will equal 22. I look, is x alone? No, x is not alone. It's still got a 2 keeping it company. The x is feeling kind of isolated, wants to be alone today. I am going to undo this multiplication right here. How am I going to undo it? I'm going to undo it with division. I'm going to undo it with division. But if I divide by 2 on the left-hand side, I have to divide by 2 on the right-hand side. Where's my sneaky guy? Whoa! So, I will divide by 2 there. Now, when I work over here, these cancel, leaving me with just an x, or a 1x, and 22 divided by 2 is 11. So therefore my solution is x equals 11. Now I can check my work. This is a cool thing. You don't really need a teacher once you know how to do this because you can always check your work. Our problem was 2x minus 5 equals 17, right? Well, I'm going to plug in right chair and 11 where x is. And I'm still going to have the 2 minus the 5 equals a 17. And now there's no variable, and I'm checking my work, so I will follow the order of operations. I will multiply first. Subtract 5 equals 17. That would come out to be 17, and that equals 17, and that means my work checked. So I will give myself some big checks because I did it right. I'm very proud of myself. Okay, let's try another one. Let me see how am I doing on the time. Good. All right. So let's say I have this equation. This one is a little more challenging, but I'm just going to follow my same 5 questions. Question 1, what is my goal? To get x alone. Question 2, what numbers are keeping the x from being alone? Well, I have a 6 and I have a 3. How is the 3 attached? The 3 is attached by multiplication. The 6, and this is where it gets tricky, is not attached by subtraction. The 6 is attached by addition. How do I know? Because it's a positive 6. Remember, the sign belongs to the number it's in front of. That negative belongs to the 3. So if you had wanted to, you could have said a -3 by multiplication. All right? The 6 is attached by addition. So to undo it, I am going to undo my addition first. Why? Because Saddam tells me to. I'm going to undo the 6 first. I'm not going to add 6 here because 6 plus 6 doesn't cancel out. 6 plus 6 is 12. I don't want 12. I want the 6 to be gone. I will subtract 6. I will use the opposite sign. But if I subtract 6 from the left-hand side, I have to subtract 6 from the right-hand side. Okay, so my next equation, the right-hand side becomes 6. The left-hand side, got to be careful here. I'm forgetting something, aren't I? Yeah, take a look. What am I forgetting? If you said the negative, give yourself a pat on the back because you are absolutely correct. I need that negative. He comes down with the 3x. He belongs to him. The sign belongs to the number it's in front of. All right, now the x is still not alone. There is a -3 there. I need to undo the -3, not by addition, because the -3 is attached by multiplication. So therefore, I'm going to divide. What am I going to divide by? -3. But if I do it to the left-hand side, I must do it to the right-hand side. There we go. Very good. Very, very good. All right. I will cancel. X will equal 6 divided by negative 3 is negative 2. I will go ahead and check my work. The original equation was 6 minus 3. I'm going to put a parenthesis there, equals 12. Instead of writing the x, I'm just going to fill in that parenthesis with the negative 2. Now I'm going to use PEMDAS, the order of operations, to do my work. It tells me to do multiplication first. So I'm going to do 6 minus 3 times negative 2 is negative 6. A negative 6 minus, 6 minus negative 6 is the same as plus a positive. So therefore 12 equals 12, and I get all my checks. All right, well, this concludes our first lesson for the flipped classroom. Tomorrow, what you can expect to do is come in, ask a couple questions about the video. Hopefully you watched it more than once if you need to. And then we will get on with some practice problems. Tomorrow night, Tuesday night, there will be a new lesson. All right, so this is how the flipped classroom works. Remember, if you are having trouble seeing the video, you need to come find me in the morning. I'll be looking for you, and you'll have to watch the video before school or make arrangements some other way. All right, Mr. Lawrence signing off. Good night, everybody.